What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So, iOS 26.6 Beta 3 has been out for 48 hours now, and I want to go over how my initial few days were with this update. First things first, jumping into settings, general, and then about, obviously, 26.6 Beta 3 has a build number of 23G5052D. The D is significant because we know we're getting close to the end of this beta cycle. I would anticipate one more beta and then the RC, although it is possible, depending on the user feedback that everyone gives, that this could be, in fact, the last beta for 26.6. And then we might be going into 26.7 before iOS 27 gets released. We'll jump into the calendar of what you can expect here in the next few minutes. But for now, let's go over a couple of things with this beta. First things first, we're going to make this video as short as possible. This is a very solid beta. What is very surprising though, if you've been following along with the iOS 27 betas, 27 is indeed a little smoother in my opinion. This is, although on my iPhone Air, this is not my primary device. I've been using my 17 Pro Max with iOS 27 and it has been equally as good. As you can see here, the modem firmware on this build is 2.05.60-1. And one thing we didn't talk about earlier was the iPhone storage, because that's one thing kind of up in the air with iOS 27 in my view, just because of how much room the iOS itself is taking up. So as you can see here, Apple Intelligence is using 12.21 gigs. iOS is at 14.24 for a total size of 26.45, which is about on par with what we've seen for iOS 26 as a whole. Now, if we look at system data, this is one thing that has significantly always been lower than on my 17 Pro Max, purely because I don't use it as much, but it is managing data a lot better here. Obviously, this changes day by day. It includes cached data and logs as it says here, but I was happy to see that. As far as how smooth everything's been, I have not seen any dropped frame rates or anything really crazy in that regard. I have noticed too, if we go into Clash Royale, might need to update, but I have had zero issues with RAM management again. It has been very good being able to jump around in the app that is very heavy for RAM memory. Let's go ahead and just get some of these free gems, get all this stuff, and then we're going to hop out of the app and go back into it. So we'll go ahead and get out now. Let's go into Geekbench to show you the scores that I ran from that. And as you can see, Beta 3 had a single core score on the iPhone Air of a 3354 and a multi-core score of 9237. Looking at the history here, you can see it is much higher than what we've seen from multi-core score recently, and single core score has kind of remained consistent, a little down from the one we ran back on April 23rd when we had a 3700, but very comparable. And again, this is not going to be the tell-all for your day-to-day usage. I just wanted to show you kind of where it's ran. The biggest takeaway yet again is always that multi-core score looking and being a little more consistent for what it wasn't recently. We didn't even have 9200 in the last couple betas. We had a 93 before, a 96 in January, so has been all over the place, but you can kind of get the idea there. If we go ahead and now jump into the Stocks app, let's go into an article, scroll down, you can see just how smooth 26.6 Beta 3 really is. If we go ahead now and go out of this, let's go ahead and go into the App Store, search for games, scroll down a little bit, check out apps itself, update YouTube, go out of this. Now let's go back to Clash. Okay, so you can see this time it is going to refresh. However, that has not been what's this common theme here from this update the last couple days. I'm definitely happy to see it working typically much better than that, and I wouldn't need to refresh it. So there you go, still inconsistent in that sense, I guess, but it has been better, no doubt. Now, battery life is obviously the next thing everyone always wants to know. Beta 3's battery life has definitely improved. Again, this is not my primary device, so I don't use it as heavily, but you can see my battery health is at 99% with only 50 cycle counts. So the beta has in fact still taken a toll with low cycle counts. I have over 250 on my 17 Pro Max, and I'm at 98% or 97% now. Not a good ratio here compared to that, but still 99% using this for the last 8 months or so isn't terrible. But again, keep in mind, I do not use this on the daily basis. Obviously, we know Apple Intelligence and Smarter Siri and Siri AI aren't here currently. If you have two devices and you wanted to jump into Image Playground, all of your new ones you used with the new Siri AI don't generate. All you have are the initial cartoonish ones that were present before. So that is kind of it. I know there's not a lot of new stuff here. We know everything's just kind of getting fine-tuned and tweaked for performance, stability, and security on these updates, but I just wanted to let you know everything has been working out pretty well with this update. If you've been hesitant, definitely update to this build. You won't mind it at all. And then lastly, what I want to talk to you about are these release schedules that I was just kind of alluding to. This obviously came out on the 29th of June. So on the 6th, I do believe next week we will see a double beta week again. On the Monday, the 6th, we could get 26.6 RC or beta 4. And on the 7th, I can easily see us getting iOS 27 beta 3 as well. I do think we're going to start overlapping weeks here. Whichever doesn't happen for 26.6, the week after should be the RC with public release by the end of July, most likely in the next 3 weeks or so. So if you've been having issues with 26.5.2, or an older version, 26.6 is nearly here. That's it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching. We will catch you in the next one. Peace.